Hello everybody, my name is Sachin Bhandari and you're watching the Storyco's YouTube channel. I have a question for you today. The question is, can you use stories to build a company which helps people form better habits? The answer to that question is yes, you can. And today I'm going to narrate the story of an Indian entrepreneur who's doing exactly that. So stay with me, listen to the story, and after the story I'm also going to share with you the techniques through which he may be able to do it and how you can replicate it too and go on and use personal storytelling to build a fabulous audience on social media. Stories, story structures and storytelling techniques have innumerable application in business communication. But last year I was faced with a question. The question was, can you use personal storytelling to actually build an audience on social media and thereby build your company? And while I was facing this question, I was introduced to Rajan Singh, or rather I was introduced to his LinkedIn posts, and each and every post by Rajan is an interesting personal story. So he delves deep into his life's journey from IIT to IPS to his time at Wharton or at a consulting firm, and from all of these life phases he shares interesting tidbits or anecdotes, as you can call them, and from that he also shares an interesting learning or a message for all of us to follow, and then he ends it with a call to action where he probably asks you to join a webinar for HabitStong or something like that. I found both his storytelling, the messages, and his entire way of providing a call to action to his audience is really fascinating. I followed him religiously and I started using some of the techniques that he did over the last 6 months. I'm happy to report that I've seen some amount of success, considerable amount of success, because of personal storytelling on LinkedIn as well. So yes, the answer is that you can build an audience on social media by sharing personal stories, which can actually help you build your own company. So you might be wondering, Rajan Singh is great, he's probably a natural. I do not know how to come up with story ideas. I don't know how to write. Fair questions. The point is that the reason why I made this video is to be able to deconstruct personal storytelling and see how you can use it as well. So I'm going to look at this from something I like to call personal storytelling matrix. If you're doing it for your business, number one, you have to figure out what are your business's beliefs or business's key messages. For HabitStong, as an example, it could be fairly simple. It's a company which is helping people develop better habits because they think that's the cornerstone of a meaningful life. So habits are the cornerstone of a meaningful life. That's number one. Number two, deep work is what separates the good from the average in this particular day and age. Number three is focus. Distraction is a choice. Focus is a superpower. I know this because I keep reading Rajan's posts. These are probably three. There could be more, but we'll just stick to three. The lesser, the better. Number one. So number two, after you look at the company's beliefs, you will come down to, let's say, phases of your own life. So in Rajan's case, I think there are 3 or 4 phases that he keeps talking a lot about. One is IIT, the second is IPS, and the third is his time at Wharton. He also talks about his consulting experience, but I'm not going to use that example right now. The third part would be lessons that you've learned in life. So, there are so many lessons, I could share mine, but I'll stick to probably the lessons that Rajan has learned. That number one, valuation is vanity, customer happiness is what matters. That's number one. The second thing is that you don't need so much to be happy. And the third thing is consistency is more important than being flashy or something like that. So these are some of the learnings that Rajan probably has received through life. Now, how do you come up with these stories? So it's fairly simple. Take 2 of these things. So you start off, let's say, with your company's beliefs or your company's messages. So you put habits plus IIT together, and you see if you remember any incident from your life where having good habits helped you do well in IIT. You can use it for yourself. The same way you can look at deep work plus, let's say, Wharton, the time at Wharton where you actually, because of deep work, focused work, you were able to do well. The third thing could be about your entrepreneurial journey where you're talking about focus, like how lack of focus actually didn't help you achieve something, but you need to remember a specific incident from your life, because that's what makes it a story. Otherwise it's a narrative, which can also be interesting, but stories are, in my opinion, the best, and that is why Rajan Singh gets the kind of attention that he gets. So that's number one. Number two, the other option is that you again look at the learnings that you had from your own life. So customer satisfaction is key, plus Wharton or plus consulting experience. Remember a time when you got this lesson. So whenever you receive these lessons through your life phases, you just narrate those incidents and you share the message towards the end, and then you look at your call to action. So this is how you could actually start writing on LinkedIn or on social media on a regular basis and use personal storytelling, because it is the kind of content, or it is the kind of stories which really get people connected to you. Because in Rajan's case, personal storytelling is actually helping him communicate the messages of his company really well. The second thing is that it's helping him build a very strong connection with his audience. And number three, I think because of that, a lot of people are also following his call to action. So who wouldn't want that, right? Now, before I suggest that you go ahead and start using this technique, I would really recommend that you jump over to Rajan's profile. I'll leave the profile link in the description. I will also try and leave some interesting posts that he's written and links to them, so you can go and read up on these posts and make a decision for yourself whether that style works for you or not. But in any case, the method can be used for no matter what style you want to adopt as far as writing is concerned. So read all of that, start narrating personal stories for your business, and see how you are able to build an initial set of audience before your company grows big, and then you have a lot of people and your marketing team and colleagues who are able to then reach out to audiences and build strong connections with them. That's it from me in this video, but a little bit about the Storyco. The Storyco is a storytelling coaching and training firm. We try to deconstruct good storytelling techniques into easy to replicate models. That's exactly what I've tried to do now in this video. If you have any questions about communication, about storytelling in business, peace too, but please feel free to ask me in comments. Either I or one of my colleagues will definitely get back to you as soon as possible. You'll see me in the next video pretty soon. Until then, story on. Bye-bye.